Shabbat Shalom. I know that currently our Leadership Development Committee at CBT is trying to find our next board members, our next slew of board members. And I am sure that we are not the only nonprofit in the area who is trying to find its next slate. At work, our next slate, our next group of leaders. So there are probably lots of businesses who are looking to make new hires in leadership positions, and many of us are entering new leadership positions, whether at home, whether in work, whether in whatever organizations we participate in. And so it's always timely to encounter a biblical character who teaches us a little bit about how to be Jewish leaders, how to integrate our Judaism into the way that we lead. So this week, we'll explore a little bit Bezalel. Bezalel is the person who is charged with leading the Israelites in the project of constructing the Mishkan. So I'll read a little bit in the English of our introduction of Bezalel. This is our second introduction of Bezalel because, as I said before, we learn a lot of this earlier in Torah as well. But if you'd like to follow along in the Hebrew, it's on Eitz Chaim, page 555. And Moshe said to the Israelites, "See, Adonai has singled out by name Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. He has endowed him with a divine spirit of skill, of chokhmah, ability, hatuna, and knowledge, da'at, in every kind of craft, and has inspired him to make designs for work in gold, silver, and copper, to cut stones for setting and to carve wood, to work in every kind of designer's craft, and to give directions. He and Aholiab, son of Achisamach, of the tribe of Dan, have been endowed with the skill to do any work, of the carver, the designer, the embroiderer in blue, purple, crimson yarns, and fine linen, and of the weaver, as workers in all crafts and as makers of designs." I asked this last night, so you know what's coming if you were here last night. But just from that paragraph, can you think of leadership qualities that we already see in Bezalel that make him a worthwhile leader for this project? Carol? He can give directions. Absolutely. He doesn't just know how to do the things, but he can give directions. He knows how to instruct. Sure. He can do anything, right? Right, he can't live forever, that's true. But that's a really important balance. He both knows how to give directions, but he also knows what he's talking about when he's giving directions. He knows how to do each of these crafts, right? He's not just a leader of the job, but he's a leader of the job who is skilled and knowledgeable in what he's instructing about. John? Yeah, he knows how to build. Right, and we're going to talk about that creativity, that ability to create. In Brachot, in Masechet Brachot, in the Talmud, written about 0 to 600 of the Common Era, between 0 and 600 of the Common Era, we learn a little bit about why God chose Bezalel. So the first little section starts as Rabbi Yitzchak says, "One may only appoint a leader over a community if he consults with the community. As it is stated, and Moshe said unto the children of Israel, See, Adonai has singled out by name Bezalel." Now, here, the Talmud is implicitly asking and answering a question, and the question they're implicitly asking and answering is, why does Moshe need to tell the people Israel? Right? Why can't he just appoint Bezalel and say, you are the leader, do your thing? Right? And so the Talmud answers, Adonai said to Moshe, Moshe, is Bezalel suitable for you? And Moshe said to God, Master of the universe, if he's suitable to you, then all the more so to me. And God said to him, nevertheless, go tell Israel. So Moshe went and said to Israel, is Bezalel suitable to you? And they said to him, if he's suitable to the Holy Blessed One and to you, all the more so to us. So the people Israel were consulted in the choice of Bezalel as a leader. Right? They were given consent. They were let known beforehand. And God and Moshe wanted to make sure that this was a leader that the people could get behind. He had the investment of the people behind him. For a second little section, Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani said that Rabbi Yonatan said, Bezalel, which literally means in God's shadow, was called by that name on account of his wisdom. When the Holy Blessed One said to Moshe, go say to Bezalel, make a tabernacle, an ark, and vessels, which shows up in a few chapters ago, Moshe went and reversed the order and told Bezalel, make an ark and vessels and a tabernacle. Moshe didn't get the order right. So Bezalel said to Moshe, Moshe, our teacher, the worldly practice is that a person builds a house and afterwards places vessels there. As you say, make an ark, and then you say, make an ark and vessels and a tabernacle? Where should I put the vessels that I make? Perhaps, maybe God told you the following, make a tabernacle, ark, and vessels. The Talmud is taking 3 different statements of the same thing that occur and putting it in narrative form. And Moshe says, you know what, you're right. Perhaps you were in God's shadow. You were in B'Tselel. You were in the shadow of God because you knew what God had actually said. Essentially, thank you for correcting me. B'Tselel has the intuition to know that when he's given instructions, to always check those instructions first. And then also he knows how to both honor Moshe. He says, Moshe, my teacher, how to both honor the tradition, the leadership, and then also question when need be. He knows how to make that balance. And then also, just looking at his name, B'Tselel, in the shadow of God, it's almost implied that when he's doing his work, that he has God in mind. He has the intention of why he's doing the work in mind. Not just what he has to do, but the meaning of the work that he's doing. So number 3, the Talmud continues, Rav Yehuda said that Rav said, Bezalel knew how to join the letters with which heaven and earth were created. This is kind of what John was saying. It is written here, and I, God, have filled him with the Spirit of God, in wisdom, chokhmah, in understanding, tevuna, and in knowledge, da'at, and in all manner of workmanship. And it's written there, Adonai, by wisdom, chokhmah, founded the earth. By understanding, tevuna, God established the heavens. And it is written, by God's knowledge, da'at, the depths were broken up. So it uses the parallelism of words that describe Bezalel with words that describe creation elsewhere in Tanakh, right? That Bezalel has that same wisdom, that same understanding, that same creativity that you need to create an entire world. A lot of commentaries will ask, what's the difference between chokhmah, tvuna, and da'at, these 3 different types of wisdom? And one of the interpretations for that is that chokhmah is the facts, right? What a person learns from others. This is knowing how to do all of this stuff, or knowing what the plan is. Tvuna is really understanding it, being able to process it. And then da'at is having the experience and the experience and the intention to know why we're doing what we're doing, the care of doing why we're doing what we're doing. We all know people in our respective fields who were born to do this, right? That's the da'at. And one final little bit of commentary. This doesn't come from Talmud, but it comes from Rashi. And he says, he's commenting on Bezalel's partnership with Aholiav. So why do we need to know the lineage of both Bezalel, who comes from Judah, and Aholiav, who comes from the tribe of Dan? So Rashi says, of the tribe of Dan, of the most inferior of the tribes, the sons of the handmaids. And the omnipotent equated Aholiav with Bezalel with respect to the work of the tabernacle in fulfillment of the text, nor regards the rich more than the poor. And so Rashi is bringing in, Rashi's making God look good, right? That God is going to choose leaders no matter what their background. But I also see that this is a positive trait of Bezalel. No matter who he is assigned to work with, he can work with them as an equal. Even if he comes from the highest place and he's working with someone who comes from the lowest place, he's able to see him as a team member, as an equal when he's working with him. I'm curious if there are any other insights that you're gaining about Bezalel, if you haven't answered yet. If there are any insights that you gain about Bezalel from our texts today. Sure, he has a lot of confidence, right? To be a leader, you actually have to have the confidence to be a leader.
When you combine both wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, at the end of the day, what you really have is judgment. We talk about that a lot during the holidays, the importance of God's judgment. Well, in this case, he wanted that divine spirit to be with Solomon.
He inherits that judgment of God. He knows what's the right thing and the wrong thing to do next. And then Abby. He does. Chokhmah. So tevuna comes from the same word as bina. So it shows up both ways in Torah. But good catch. So Bezalel has all of these leadership qualities. And so as we're leading, as we're choosing the next leaders of CBT, of whatever nonprofit boards we're on, in our hiring, and in being leaders ourselves, may we learn a little bit from Bezalel today. And before we continue with our service, I want to honor somebody who has a lot of these leadership qualities just inherently, because it's her birthday today. So I'd like to invite up Renee. So Renee has already shown you are already beloved by the people. I have so many people come by the office and talk about how wonderful you are. And you are very good at respectfully, when you know something's not quite right, respectfully saying, didn't you mean this? Right? You're very creative. You both are excited to do the work that's put in front of you, but you're also good at putting your own personal touch to it. And then you have that respect of others, that ability to, no matter who comes into your office, know them and be with them. People have come into your office not just to get information, but to chat or to talk to you, to get a listening ear. And I think also you have that idea of da'at, that Holy Spirit, that you care about this work that you're doing. And from what I've heard, that's been the case in every role that you've been in and every job you've been in before. So we're honored to work with you, to be with you, to be friends, and that you took some time out of your birthday day to come to services today. So we'll sing happy birthday to you. We'll do both English and Hebrew, right? So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Renee. Happy birthday to you. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach, and many more. And selfishly, may there be many more years of you with us as well at Beth Torah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And let's invite